Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another awesome Veto bag review. So this is more really of a loadout than a review. If you've watched very many of my videos, you know that's kind of what I do here. I use these bags. We already all know how I feel about them. I love them. Almost every Veto bag I have. There are some that have kind of more unique uses and things like that. So, you know, depends on what you specifically need. I did take the strap off because the straps are not my style, you know, the shoulder straps, so it's not on here. But this is the drill bag, the DRLC from Veto Pro Pac. And I want to show y'all what I've figured out that's working for me really well with this bag and why I've stuck with using it now. I got this in November and we're now at the end of February, so December, I'm 3 months or so on this bag, and it's been going into every job site with us. And we've just kind of been sticking things in this bag that kind of went with the projects that this bag was handling. So this being a drill bag, obviously it's got drills in it. But here on the outside, we have a lot of pockets. And I'll start off by saying I'm not a fan of outside pockets on a bag. And that exception does not change here. There are some things that are okay sticking on the outside. I have some little cat's paws in here, you know, your little Bostitch, Stanley, different things like that. Obviously, your Sharpies. And I've stuck some of the black oxide drill bits in the outside because they're not a real sharp cutter like a brad point or something, so they're not really tearing up my bag. I have another cat's paw over here that has more of a trim style end for taking off trim if you're trying to be careful and not break drywall. So knock them down in there good. But up here, I like to keep one chisel pretty well in every bag, and that's just a little Stanley Bailey chisel, and it is a beater chisel, you know, and if you're installing doors or something like that, you need to edge out a little jamb or cut off some shims or whatever. You don't have your oscillator handy. It's just an extra thing to have. So here in the front, we have, obviously there's going to be Festool in this video, so don't be disappointed there. Obviously extra Centratec chuck with their little quick release. Apparently one of my little Dewalt socket connector pieces. And some 1/4 inch, 5/16, obviously nut drivers down in here. And there's a whole handful of these, which are the Lennox brand diamond hole saws for tile and things like that. A lot of people ask me what I use for drilling in tile to set, you know, grab bars and things like that. And this is what I use. So if you're curious, I've got a whole bunch of sizes. I keep them in there. I just got them at Lowe's, but if I can find this stuff online, I will certainly put links in the description below. There'll be affiliate links, so if you want to help support the channel, that's another way to do it. Okay, so that's that little pouch. And then up above, I just keep some gloves because you never know what you're going to get into. Just little orange. I think they're made by Spyder or whatever it is that Lowe's carries. The other side, and yeah, this side of the bag is a load of these little bitty pockets that I just don't have a lot of use for. But the things that have ended up in here, a spare razor blade right here, and obviously nothing fancy, just a Cobalt from Lowe's. A nice pair, I got another pair of these in my other bags. These are the Klaus titanium scissors, and they have a little bit of, it's either a wire cutter or something like that right here. These are some nice little scissors. I really love those. And usually there's a little pry bar right here, but I'm guessing I pulled it out on the job today. So there's usually a little bitty flat bar right there, along with, you know, nail sets. And they're nothing crazy fancy either. These are just Cobalt nail sets, I guess. I've had those for years. They kind of just don't really wear out. Nice pair of Fiskars scissors. You need scissors about no matter what you do, all day. You're opening stuff, trimming stuff, whatever. Of course, more of those, more ink Zols over here. I just buy ink Zols in big packs, and I stick new ones in all my bags every so often, and that way when I hit a bad one, I can just pitch it. And of course, one of my favorite screwdrivers of all time. I had to get one to stick in this bag also. This is the Vera 825/1RA. This is a ratcheting driver. And of course, it's the one that has the little bit carousel right in here. So very nice, nice selectors right here. You can just click to, it has a mode in the center that just locks it solid, and then a forward and a reverse mode as well. Just very nice driver. And that's, I'm not sure, 50, 60 bucks, somewhere in there probably, but that is a very nice one. And of course, all the bits in there. It's nice to have that along with the drills. Now, we'll go ahead and pop this open. And what they've done on this drill bag is it's got a spring-loaded mechanism in here. There's springs wrapped around this part that will actually cause this bag to stand open when you open it, so you can more easily get things in and out of the bag. So I usually like to pull down on this ring. It has another big D-ring here, one at the other end as well. So when you go to close it, you want to pull down on that ring on that other end to start your zipper coming over, so you're not putting so much pressure on your zippers. They do use very big, heavy zippers. But you see how that automatically opens, and you can just push here and it'll fully open just like that. So inside this bag, and I'm obviously going to have Festool. How about that? So let's go ahead and pop the stuff out of here. I start with the basics. There's always a pair of safety glasses in there. You never know, especially if you're running the hammer drill or something like that. Painter's tape. Painter's tape in a drill bag. If you're marking out spots to drill, it's really nice if you're worried about your marks leaving issues on the finished surfaces. Have some painter's tape. Usually this is probably a little small for me, but the frog tape generally, things like that. Another one in here. This is also one of the best stud finders I've ever used. The Franklin sensors. And obviously, if you've got a drill bag, this goes in a drill bag. So this has the lights across the front there. Let's see if it'll do the tracking. But as a stud moves across, yeah, check that out, huh? You can see it actually will even detect my fingers on there. And the lights light up, so even if you have a little narrow spot or whatever, it's real easy to tell where the center is. There's all these lights, and then of course a nice level on the front, so you can, I guess if you're doing a picture or something, it has a ruler on the top and a level. But as far as accuracy and actually wanting to find a stud in the wall with an electronic stud finder, this is my go-to unit. And I will try to remember to link this stuff down below. Another item in the drill bag. Right here in these side pockets, I'm going to try to show this from the overhead, but right here in the inside there are side pockets. And right in there I keep these U-shims. Now Lowe's started actually carrying a nice U-shim now, and they're breakable on both ends, just a really, really nice little setup. So really love those. Keep a few packs, you're hanging doors, things like that, you've got them handy. The other side, I keep bits in the long side over here. We'll see if we can get these out. Extensions, Spyder bits. Now these I got a really good deal on a while back. I guess they're clearancing them out, these big auger bits. And they're a 3-pack that's normally a fairly pricey bit. And picked them up for, I think, $15 for the set of 3, and they're just extremely sharp, well-made bits. So picked those up, couldn't hardly resist. They're just fantastic. So that's pretty much what's in there. And as a landlord, you have to drill out doors occasionally. So that's one of my bits I love to use for that, which is a 1/2-inch Dewalt. I can get through a doorknob pretty fast. And I don't know, those are fairly pricey little units, but I just buy that one size of those. And I keep 2 of those extensions in that side box because sometimes that wall's thicker than you thought. So that's what's in those side pockets right there. I'm just going to start leaving this stuff out on the table. And of course, the drill is one I've been using for a very long time. It's the Festool PDC 18-quarter. And I've got just the normal batteries on it here. I have the new Bluetooth slim lines in there also. And this drill, though, interchangeable chucks. So obviously we can go with our Centrotech that we carry in there also that'll fit all the Festool stuff, or the single little pop-in bits with that adapter. But great drill. Obviously this one has been around the block. This is one of my main working drills. I don't cut it any slack, and it's held up extremely, extremely well. So I'm very happy with that. The other one in here is one that you've seen recently on another video. Well, it's been a few months maybe, but this is the Festool TID18. And with a Dewalt bit in it, imagine that. So anyway, nice lights on here from down below like Festool likes to do. Same type of a unit, but this accepts all the normal 1/4 inch drive bits. So if you're pretty invested in your normal bit sets, this fits nicely into your workflow, even as a Festool. So with this and this, I can use everything that's standard as well as add, you know, the extra things like that. So if I want to use Festool, all I need to do is throw in the Centratec adapter and I can run all my Centratec items with it also. So being that I have all the normal stuff, I go ahead and carry these because so far Festool has just not released a small enough sustainer to fit in here. They have their little Cis Minis, and I love those, but I tried fitting one in here when I got it, and there's just no way. So opening this, I kind of put my little sets together that I like, which is kind of nice about these from Dewalt. I have my loose single bits here, and then I have all my normal length impact. All of it's impact rated since I have it for the impact in there. And then the long ones. These really long Phillips number 2s are great, as well as, you know, the ones like this for the Festool Centratecs. Really nice for installing mini blinds and things like that, where you have to get up in that tiny little hole and run those really cheap junk screws into a wall. Yeah, and that's what we're expected to do. Overperform with subpar equipment, but we're trying to beat that. That's why we use all this good stuff, and we hope that it helps overcome some of the products we have to install. But that's the other set. This is just all the smaller drill bits, and this just goes up to from a 1/16 bit up to a 7/64. So this is not designed to be my do-all drill bit set. Obviously, the larger bits are in there if I need those, but this is more if I need a pilot hole. This is almost all the normal pilot hole size bits right there. Keep nice sharp ones. Occasionally these run for really good deals around Black Friday, and I will buy them and probably make people upset how many of them are in my cart, because you got a whole year before Black Friday again and I'm not paying full price. So anyway, that's what's down in there, and I kind of want to turn this bag over a little bit so you can see on that camera exactly how that inside is laid out, if I can do that well. Right there. Yeah, check that out. And all those little compartments down in here are completely adjustable, as well as you can take that entire tray out if you should so want to. So very, very well adjustable. Very nicely made to hold batteries, especially. They fit right in those little compartments. Let me go ahead and see if I can't go ahead, since I've got some of my stuff out, and just lift that right out of there. You can kind of get a real world view of how difficult that is to do. Not really at all. So now we have our tray right here. And I can show you the inside of the bag now is just wide open. So if you wanted just a wide open bag or something like that, that would really be the ticket probably. But with this setup right here, you can now see what it's like inside my bag. And I have my slots made to fit my different drills. And my impact right here, and the drill right here on this side, and that's right down in there. But now you can see exactly how I have that set up, hopefully from the top as well. But I have two of the smaller, the Bluetooth Festool batteries, those new ones they came out with. Those are just, wow, 4 amp hour, and they're only that big. Compared to the current ones we're using, this is a 5.2 amp hour here on the, well, your left. And that's the difference in size now. Wow. They don't have the little belt hooks setups like the other ones, but I'm assuming that's because the impact actually has its own belt hook for a change. Now the PDC drill also has its own belt hook, but the problem with it is it's a really strange design. You have this pop out belt hook right here on the side that pops out like that, if you can see that. Snaps in and out, and they have one on both sides. Obviously, I think they come with stickers originally on here, but that's been a minute. So I don't know. To me, that's a weird balance angle right there. So I like to use my hooks off my batteries on the PDC. Plus, I usually like the larger battery packs on my PDC anyway. So all that fits very nicely in here. And so far, since I've really gotten into more using an SDS anytime I'm dealing with concrete or anything like that, I don't particularly need the PDC all the time. And I really grab my T18 here, which has so many nice settings and everything on it. I really like the way this drill handles. It's just a nice head size too compared to the PDC. A lot lighter drill, especially with the little 4 amp hour batteries. But right now I'm running the PDC in here just because it can handle everything I throw at it. And if I forget my SDS or something like that, at least I have this option available to me. So this little T18 is just living in the shop as my, if I need to install a light in here or my overhead camera arms or whatever I'm working on, putting a tool together that just came in, then that's what I use. But yeah, this is what's in the box, along with obviously all those nice bits and stuff. Just some basic things, but it turns out to be a bag that I'm really sold on so far. For 3 months, I have no plans of moving my things back into the drawers in the deck system or putting them into the sustainers. I like my sustainers from organization and all that, especially on the job site or moving things in and out, but not so much for things that can go in a bag. I love the Veto bags along with the sustainers. It's just a beautiful matchup. But thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button down there and drop me a comment. I don't see a whole lot of videos on this particular bag, and I'm extremely curious how many of you actually have one. If you wondered if it's any good, wondered what it's like, I looked online to see what other people are putting in theirs, and there's a few plumbers that use this with, their solvents and everything because it has these nice dividers that separate everything out in the bottom. So maybe that's what most people are using it for, but I wanted to really give it a run as a real drill bag. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there. We're almost to hit 2,000 subscribers at this point. We appreciate all of you.